What's up, guys? What's going on? Oh, happy Friday. I haven't really posted. I didn't really like the last couple episodes that I recorded. Because I was kind of, like talking about this injury and talking about, the situation living at home, like talking about it more than I already had been talking about it. So I was like, I don't really want to talk about that anymore for right now. I think I said what I have to say about it, and I don't think I really need to post much more. Just hoping for change. Seems like it's coming along slowly. So I'm gonna know in about 2 to 3 more weeks if I qualify for this digital content specialist job role. I will say that as far as the courses I've been taking, I feel qualified after talking to the recruiter. Now there's 3 rounds to this role. And my mind is already doing this like de-stress, kind of decompress thing right now, so which isn't the best thing for like 10:32 a.m. on a Friday morning, but I'm waiting to see if deliveries come in. I'm just sitting chilling. Actually, I'm gonna move the car over into the sun because I'm actually kind of cold. It's a little chilly over here. My circulation's not that good, so I'm gonna actually move the car over because I am in the shade, which normally is what I like, but at the moment it's a little, I think it's nice and breezy out and it's cold out, and I'm sitting in the, oh man, I don't know, I might want a little more shade. I don't know, this might be fine. I think cracked windows, but I think that'll be best. Cracked windows, but in the sun. See how this works out for me. Yeah, recording in the car, that's probably one of the difficult things. Finding a space that's kind of got some privacy to it, so you're not like weirdly posted up out in front of somebody's house, or posted up in front of somewhere that's going to draw attention. And if you're talking with the windows open, depending on what you're saying. But yeah, I want to continue talking a bit about this online work, online content work. It's just a journey of it all. Like it's it can be very, a lot of us have imposter syndrome. Like literally this morning I woke up and I was like, I've got this interview, and I was having so much trouble finding time and energy to prepare this week. It was just hard to get my mind into it. Like it's the anxiety. It wasn't that I didn't have the time or didn't have the energy. It was more like, my energy was going into just like mind-numbing experiences this week. Like I didn't have the most productive of weeks. I sent in my resume on Sunday, and I had updated my resume, I think Saturday or so. I think I stayed up pretty late one night. Maybe it was Friday night, or it probably wasn't Friday. It was probably Saturday night that I stayed up late updating my resume. And no, but last weekend was X Games, so it must have been like Thursday night or something. There was a night that I stayed up late, and I kind of regretted it because I sent it in. It had 2 typos that I think are easy to miss, but I was like, dang, because I updated my LinkedIn too, And that's when I saw those two typos after I'd already submitted my resume on Sunday. And I was like, I shouldn't be up late at like 7:30 or 8:30 p.m. or whatever doing work. Um, my brain is not gonna really do that. So one thing I forgot to write was like a year for some type of project I was working on. So I forgot to write 2023, but 2023 was written on all the other um, portfolio tasks, experience training, work experience tasks, um, or work experience sites and all that. But there was just one that I forgot to put the year, and then the site that I was doing the internship with, I forgot to put the X at the end. But also, it's like, it's a weird company name. I'm not like knocking them. I'm just saying it's a weird company name. So unless somebody goes to look it up, they might think that's the name. And then just missing the year, it's not like I spelled something wrong. So I did spell one thing wrong, which was the company name, but it's not like it's a common company, so nobody knows it. And then, oh, what are we doing? All right. Dang, 50 minutes. I am not gonna accept this. I am not driving a fucking Norwalk. This is insane. 23 miles, 50 minutes for $12. You gotta be kidding me. Like with the rates, it's common, you don't accept something that's $1. So say if it's $12 that they're going to give you, it should be either 12 miles or less than 12 miles away. You don't accept something that's more miles away. So Norwalk from where I live is really far. Like, yeah, it said 50 minutes. That would literally take me, it's like 30 minutes to get out there, 40 minutes or something. And I don't think it included a tip, so it could have been more. But I'm not going to drive all the way out there. There's no freaking way. Last time they sent me to freaking Inglewood and over by LAX, it was like 30 minutes to get out there on a Friday, and I didn't really get a lot. Because the way I see it is I'm going to be wasting gas getting all the way over there and back. Like if it's 20-something miles one way, like 23 miles or whatever, that means coming back, that's like 46 miles total. And this car gets about 20, maybe 19 or so, 20-ish to the gallon. And a gallon of gas is over $4. And so let's say that's about $9 worth of gas to and from. So you're making $3 off of that order and spending almost an hour doing it. I mean, I don't think that doesn't make any sense to me, but that's kind of how it is. But I don't mind doing little ones. I'd rather do little $3, $5, $7 local ones than drive all the way out there, because, you got to save your gas mileage too. But yeah, no way. I'm not driving all the way out there. Like, this is an ideal time of day. At least it's not like the lunch rush, because Fridays, once the lunch rush starts, you're kind of stuck with that rush, and you're like, well, this is what I'm doing now. But, no, I'm not going to do it. So, dang. But anyways, so I would say so far, that's the only thing that didn't really go 100% well. Other than that, my experience of, preparing for the interview, I looked through everything. I put out my own notes this morning. Some of them I wrote out. I kind of practiced what I was going to say. But the recruiter was pretty chatty too. They seemed to be an LGBT trans person. I cannot confirm, but that's the vibe I got from their LinkedIn. Which is why I say, LinkedIn kind of gives away a lot of information about you. Like, if you have, it kind of reveals more more about you that maybe it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing sometimes. So, um, yeah. But, so one thing I would say, yes, I'm definitely one of those people who unfortunately has imposter syndrome, like the best of us. But I would say it's, I did want to cancel the interview this morning. Part of me was like, just cancel and just sleep half the morning, But I was like, even if I bomb this interview, I'd rather just bomb the interview. Um, I guess what I get hung up about with interviewing is, some interviewers really kind of grill you and interrogate you. And when they ask questions that are little, like, I guess in the digital world, sometimes they want you to demonstrate things on the spot, which is fine. But because this was a phone interview, I was thinking, that's a little more difficult than, you know, doing some work on the spot. There's a little more complexity to it. So, I don't know. I didn't really want to, deal with that. But we'll even see, like, because I don't really know kind of what exactly, like, they must have emailed me by now, but I don't really know what the tasks are gonna be. So I would say everything they had listed in the job description, I've either practiced myself, published online, had some work experience with it, or had some training with it in class, like hands-on online course training of something I've submitted to an instructor. Other than the new stuff, with advertising, I haven't really gone too far with that. Not with the updated material. Now, they didn't seem to want to know too much about me. I guess they relied on the initial contact. So this is my second contact. The first contact was through LinkedIn. They found me on LinkedIn. And it's good timing because I was wanting to start applying to jobs, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I was gonna start applying to jobs. Like, this kind of gave me more of a kick, to do it, because the job application process is tedious. This saved me a job application, honestly, them reaching out to me. So that is one very positive thing. I didn't have to drill over a job application and wait for them to, like, read it and, like, send a cover letter and wait for them to respond and email them back and all. It was like none of that. Like, they found me first. So I just bypassed that whole experience, that whole part of the process. And all I had to do was send, like, an updated resume, and I updated my LinkedIn so that if they go back to my LinkedIn, they can see. So all the little errors I talked about on my other resume, they've been fixed, and the other stuff that I posted on LinkedIn, it's been fixed. I think what helped me, because they found me on LinkedIn, what helped me was that I already had a portfolio project on there, because I already have a website. So, I mean, I'm talking about this stuff because, a lot of people seem like, they want to go and get work in, like, a tech space, a digital space, and I do want to talk about my experience. But most of my experience is really going to be through game and compute. But on here, I can talk more in a personal way of, like, as an LGBT person, what the experience is like. I'm not going to talk about that over there. Over there, I'm more talking about skills and, like, how to build things and, build your sites and stuff and make money. And because I've posted a lot of podcast episodes, couple blog, episodes, I've got my website up. It's been up for a while, maybe, like, I don't know if it's been up for a year now, but my podcast has been up since, like, 2020. So we're going on year 4. it's been 3 years, but we're going on year 4. And so, you know, I would say the difference from myself and a lot of these companies, first of all, it's just me. Second of all, I'm spread pretty thin because I'm doing more than one podcast, more than one blog, um, and I've got other like I've got to make money. Like I can't, like, if it's not making money, I can't just be online like that all the time. Um, but they are going to be tracking me, like how these tasks are, like how much it could potentially generate based on what I submit. And that's going to be my ticket to entry to this job role. So there are some things I need to figure out a little bit just to make sure that I'm really on point. There are a lot of things that I know, but there's a lot that I want to like definitely solidify. Now I do have access through the course to instructors and, like kind of a forum. So at least, I have that at my disposal. I don't know how helpful they're really going to be. But I hope it's going to be helpful. I don't know how helpful it's going to be. But I'm going to do the best I can on my own with what I have, and then maybe reach out. The problem is, if I can't get immediate answers, I'm not going to sit on this article or the task for like a long, long time. I don't know when. It depends how much, because it sounds like I need to submit like 3 to 4 assignments. So I think what I'm going to do is write out a strategy about it, and then I'll submit that strategy along with like a strategy checklist, and then submit that along with my work. Because I have to do a Google Slides presentation as well. It's just a lot. It's a lot to think about right now, you guys. But yeah, as far as the courses and as far as my own experience, just personally working on my own stuff, at the very least, what I hope to learn are updated best practices that companies are looking for. If I can't get the role, will they accept me as an intern? If I can get the role, that would be ideal for me, because there is a training process, and they say there's skill development help as well. So I'm not really just waiting to see like only this alone. But yeah, I do want to kind of tap into the resources I have. I do think that being in a space where there's at least one other LGBT person that kind of has like a banner on their LinkedIn to make it obvious, I would say that is comforting. The first point of contact was comforting. I'd say that the only thing today that I was they called me like 4 minutes late. It's not bad at all. And I was thinking like, okay, like I guess standard procedure, wait like up to 15 minutes. That's what I was going to do. Because I usually turn my phone ringer off, and I was going to try to get like deliveries. And so I wasn't really trying to like sit here all day. So I would have probably turned it off at like 10:15. The interview was like 23 minutes. Did I say the name of the role? Digital content specialist, for a startup. So I have the notes in my computer. I was typing. I'm in the car, and I'm like down the street, because it was a phone interview, not like a video, like Zoom conference or anything. So I was like, well, let me get outside the house, because I'm more comfortable talking outside the house. Just go somewhere, park in the shade where I'm not like melting, and I feel like it's more quiet in the car. Other than here comes another siren, but we've always got sirens over in this area. Let me see. What else could I say? I mean, I'll probably talk more about my process as I'm like submitting these assignments and working on them. But just right now, I'm tired. Like I've been pretty exhausted for quite a few days about this because of the anxiety surrounding it. But I do see that I am a much better fit than I would have been. They said they've interviewed 10 people this week. 2 people have been hired on already. I don't know if it's from this week or just they have 2 people working at the moment. One, I asked about the experience level. One was, one has probably less experience than I do, but has recent work in that actual field, like the field that the company is catering to. And then the other one has more, digital marketing experience, but has less. It's kind of like a teaching, let's call it like teaching education kind of niche. I have experience with tutoring, with teaching. Working in mental health is like you're kind of always teaching. You have group therapy courses that you facilitate, and therapy is a form of like helping clients develop insight, but it's not directly connected with like universities and like brick and mortar or even online or international educational institutions like that so much. I'd say we were more connected with like employment opportunities. Most of our clients weren't really trying to get into higher education. Like some of them were getting into certification programs and like different kind of like job programs. But yeah, I'm hoping I get it. I mean, or at least the experience of submitting the work. I really hope that what they can do is give me a review on it and tell me, because then I'll know kind of some best practices, some updated best practices. If I don't really know those as well as I'm thinking that I do, if I don't really know them that well, then what I'm going to do is at least brush up my own work in my own portfolio. And I decided in my own mind that, even if they don't accept me, I'm not trying to put it out there in the air that they're not going to accept me, but I'm just saying, if they don't accept me, then what I'm going to do is, other than asking them to review my work and everything, I'm going to submit a second draft of work once I correct or add on, more of the best practices and like implement those into the assignment. That's what I've decided that I'm going to do. I feel comfortable with that. Because if I have this is a learning experience, and if I have somebody that can tell me, yes, you're on track, this is what companies want from you, I can submit that as a piece of my portfolio and just be like, I know how to do the work. So, I do think that, I think I'm interested in continuing. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't really know what it's going to take to keep on working on everything. I'm really foggy right now, guys. So if I'm sounding really weird, that's why. But I do want to document this experience, just because it's important. I think a lot of people have been listening to these episodes, so I feel like they're important to people. That's why they're listening to them. And if this is the kind of content you guys want to hear a little bit more about, I'm not only going to be posting about career related things. But I mean, a lot of people are really looking for, actionable steps, not just like, you know, this field, of working online, entrepreneurship, this kind of digital space of work. This field does come with a lot of it comes with a lot of like people putting out fluff so that you can, get into their course. It comes with a lot of that. And, I'm not at a phase where I have a course yet or anything. That would be nice. But I don't want to put out just fluff material. It's for example, when I talked about Acadium as the internship site, I was really hoping to give like a good report. I think today would have been 8 days until I would have received that certification, but because the CEO backed out and she's not responding, all I really have is the experience from it. I don't have a certification, but I don't think a lot of sites are really looking at the certifications. I think if you can prove that you've done work, then that's going to put you above as well. And so I think that's part of the process as well. It's just to have that proof of work. And it's hard to have that proof of work. It's just hard to have that proof of work if you haven't really done a lot of work. But it's important. It's important to get the work done. It's important to start working. This is a field where you can work without actually having the job. You can work for free. I mean, it's time consuming, and like I'm saying, usually you need to get out there and make money. But let's see what this guy says. An hour. Where are we going? Santa Monica. Dude, am I like the only person driving or something? Like, what is going on? I'm not driving to Santa Monica either. I don't know. This is like, my gosh. An hour. $24, 1 hour. That would have been, distance-wise, that would have been most of the gas. So, I don't really know. I don't know. I might have taken that order. But I don't know. It's like 11 o'clock. There's going to be more orders that come locally, so I'm not going to start driving all the way to Santa Monica and get stuck driving over there. Plus, no offense to Santa Monica, but it's not my favorite place. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken that one. I just don't want to drive an hour away. Alright, what are we doing here? Alright, I'll take this one. Because it's in my neighborhood. I'll take this one. So, alright guys. So we're gonna go. I'm not gonna record while I'm driving. But thanks so much for listening. Sorry that this is kind of an exhausted episode. I'm kind of exhausted, but I'm gonna get in a few orders today. Try and make my gas money back. And then some. And then I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna probably call it a day around 1, maybe 2. I've got a meeting at 2, so maybe 1 o'clock I'll call it a day. I'll try to get home in like 2 hours. So with that, thanks so much for listening. I'll keep you guys posted in the process. I hope I remember to post this episode. That's it for now.